Want to spar?
He sighs, but you know him well enough to tell he's secretly pleased with the request. Anticipating in his response, you attack before he can lunge for you. The sword is ridiculously heavy in your hand, a terribly impractical weapon, really. But the more you hack it, the more confident you feel. The sword itself seems inexplicably to simmer with a sentience, adjusting its weight to deepen or shallow the arc of your swing. It perfects your aim and adds bite to its own cut. It wields you as much as you wield it. When you land a hit on one of Mark's twin blade, cracking the metal clear in half, he holds a hand up to stay you, surprise twisting his smirk wry.
Let's not get too distracted. I'll admit, I'm surprised. After such great efforts building trust, you chose, or perhaps cannot help but follow, the solitary path. I've seen what you can do. You are no mere wild talent. You are something far more unusual, and more dangerous. The other Archons will fear you, envy you, hate you in almost every manner. It should come as no surprise that Graven Ash, Archon of War, views you as a nail in need of hammering. He's ordered the disfavored to destroy you. They are on the march as we speak.
Wait, Graven Ash would order an attack on lands held by the court?
He considers you a fatebinder of unbecoming character, an insult to Tunan's good name, and he knows it's very unlikely anyone will rally to your aid should he attack, or at least that's what I've overheard from the shadows. I think the disfavored will effortlessly stomp through your lands unless you hurry to stop them. When you have secured the mountain spire, we will discuss the next steps.
Okay, so I have to go defend my castle.
Right.
Okay, let's go back. Jesus. The fate of the Forge. Word reached the court that you have dealt with the seditious mercenaries claiming for themselves the mantle of defenders of Lethian's Crossing. You have the gratitude of both myself and the Overlord. The disruptions in the settlements long stymied the production of iron goods for the war efforts. Forge Master Zdenia personally thanked me for your intervention. Congratulations. The Forge-bound guild are a strong and tireless ally to possess. Okay. Well, good. Going back here. Fatebinder Nunoval. Fatebinder Shino 7, you've made new friends, I see. Nunoval gestures lazily towards the panorama of the valley below, at the siege camps dotting the perimeter of your citadel. I'm here at Blendenmark's behest. Should you fall, I will be in possession of the spire ahead of our enemies, and though I was not instructed to aid you, it didn't specifically forbid me from cleaving a few skulls, should I feel so inclined. He grins, both boisterous and eager. You had to pick a fight with a disfavored, did you? Well, you ought to be impressed with yourself. I assumed Graven Ash was solely focused on destroying the chorus, but it seems he found time to try to kill you too. Should you survive this, we'll need to... The massive sculpture rumbles, shaking the masonry of the spire and sending him off balance. Uh-oh, what's that? What now? The orb at the center of the resonator spins from the push of some unseen force. Where the structure once exuded warmth, now it gives off a ferocious heat that singes your face the longer you stare into it. A sound like music swarms in the air around the structure, but it's painful and disharmonious to your ears. By Kara's hairy backside, Ebb covers her ears and takes a step back from the structures at the center of the spire. That music, it's awful. Feels like my teeth are ripping their way out of my mouth. Don't you hear it? She attempts to sign a rune, only to see her pattern fizzle into steam. And it's your name. Listen real close. It's your name said over and over until it's just one mystic wail. The spire is now fully awake. Its long dormant currents of energy dance to your presence. What was that? The Freedbander of War crouches low, steadying himself against the vertigo of a two long glance over the edge. An assault against the spire foundation? Earthshaker's magic, perchance? No, it couldn't be. As the ruler of the spire, I have a mystic link to this place. Give me a moment and I'll get to the bottom of this. I've heard Rogalus prattle on a great deal about the spire that thrusts as a blade into the sky, as well to your mastery of its magic. Before the enemy comes to claim what is ours, I suggest you explore whatever link you have to this tower. Let us hope to Kairos there's some ward that can be enacted. He shrugs. Hells will have no defense but to hurl loose stones from Spire's ledge. Oh, so I can tell an edict. The spire resonates my voice. I'll shout to the valley that I have an edict from Kairos that should get them running. They'll realize quick enough we're bluffing, but if we've any luck, some of them will run rather than risk the consequence. He settles you with a scowl, shaping his head with a sigh. I'll ignore your illicit impersonation of our overlord this once. Touch the resonator and concentrate. Prepare yourself, I have an edict to proclaim. As you touch the stone structure, your sense of the moment slows and you feel the entirety of the tears at your fingertips. The spire stands ready to channel your will. Select the region to view its current edict or to issue a new one. Bring the energy of fire to large regions of the world. This generates incredible heat, sometimes flames, as well as strengthening the powers of magic. Will generate a massive storm that covers huge areas of the world. The chaotic energy unleashed will cause random damage to strike your enemies during combat. Or no, we'll use that one. Issue an edict from the Mountain Spire. Fuck! The Freedbander takes a step back, scanning the view of the valley below, filled with the magic of your edict. It actually worked! She doesn't have an ow. I mean, did Kairos grant you an edict to proclaim? Glares silently. You can't expect. It's not possible. He shakes his head and jabs a finger at the valley below. Only the Overlord can cast an edict, or so I believed. He regards you with a cautious glare. I knew you held a greatness within you, my friend, but how could I imagine you'd possess such a breed of magic? This changes everything. Every eye in the Tiers and the North will be upon you now. But first you must survive this battle. Go and finish your foes while you edict a stem of balance. Terrified and running. Act now before they can regain their senses. He claps a heavy hand on your shoulder to bid you well. Now I must stand sentry here at the ready to take the spire should you fall. If anyone makes it up here, they'll have to get through me. Good luck, my friend. Okay. Save. Let's go, guys. Let's go down. Sivius, a rain-soaked cadre of disfavored warriors, cautiously approaches with Sivius, now wearing the regalia of the Iron Guard, at the lead. Impossible! How is it you've ripped a piece of stalwart storm and carried it here? Sivius, now dressed in the regalia of Ash's Iron Guard, jabs a gauntlet finger in your direction. I don't know what you are or what bargain you've made to command these storms, but your life ends here. He turns to his soldier and lifts his hand in the air, moving in rehearsed unison. The warriors snap to formation and ready their weapons. Awaiting Sivius' signal to charge, many of the soldiers hesitate, their attention more on the destruction around them than Sivius' order. I'm gonna go with this one. Fools, did you not hear me proclaim that edict? Either I cast the edict by myself or did so with the Overlord's blessing. Think that through very carefully. No, that's the talk of a delusional child. On top of your other crimes, you now blaspheme Kairos, likening yourself to his power. Do not make us laugh. Sivius turns to his soldier, looking to see who shares in his laughter. His guffaws fall flat when he sees his warriors shuffle nervously in silence, their weapons trembling. Enough prattle, advance, slay this aberration of justice, and bring glory to Graven Ash. Sivius gives the signal to attack and rushes forward with a roar.
I am a shield.
They're terrified! They're terrified and weakened! Oh, this is great, guys. I terrified them. Oh, wait, no.
This weapon is like nipples on a neck. You. Iron ring for every dumbass mistake of mine.
This is serious.
On it. That one rattled me hard.
Die!
Great. Let's go.
Come and feast my iron.
Take that.
It's a hit.
Oh, come on.
Get back here.
There's even more.
Too easy. I need to try a different tactic.
He's down.
Wait, I did that? Nice!
Damn it!
I'm enjoying this a little
I wasn't
too
expecting
much.
more of them.
That's how it's done.
Too easy.
You are finished! Take that!
The wrong weapon for the job. I need to try something else.
Come on, yeah. Oh.
On it.
And they have some pretty good weapons. Okay. Wait. That's it? Just go in? The zeal and fervor that the disfavored brought to the battle evaporate in the face of your edict and the ease with which you dispatch their leader. Your overwhelming display of power sends panic and terror rippling through the enemy ranks. The survivors carry with them rumors that defy belief. The tears as another archon, one showing the power of Kairos, the power to cast edicts. Confusion sets in across the realm. Amid the whispers and misinformation, one fact remains consistent. The Overlord's power has been challenged. You safely assume that such rumors are making their way back to Kairos. The high winds of your edict sweep the air, dashing debris against your spire. Torrential rain falls, hitting hard enough to bruise bare skin. Lightning strikes the ground, endangering anyone out in the open. It isn't long before the storm begins to wane, slowly falling from a gale to a light rainstorm, and after a few days, it becomes a simple breeze. Eventually, the sky is calm as your edict dissipates, releasing Vendrian's Well from its grip. You gather a small council of your closest allies and plan your next steps from the safety of your spire. No sooner do you get started than Callio, the Fatebinder of Tunon, pays a visit bearing an important message. Oh god. I'm an Archon, guys! Yay! We made it! From nothing to Fatebinder to Archon. Fatebinder Callio, I keep hearing about this little spire you've been calling your own. Nodding with a smirk, Fatebinder Callio peers over the edge of the tower. Now that you've slaughtered those who would take your lands, I think your claim is as official as it gets. What did I do to earn a visit from a Fatebinder? Do you have an edict to proclaim against me? A fair guess, I was expecting Tunon to hand me a scroll case with Kairos' seal on it. She shakes her head with a chuckle. After what you just pulled, I would have wagered my last ring that Kairos would cast a very selective edict against you, but alas, the Overlord has other plans in mind. No one's entirely sure what to make of you these days. They all say you spoke an Edict of Storm, not a proclamation of an Edict of Kairos, but your own Edict of Storms, your own mystical storm. You're no mere Fatebinder, of that much we can be certain. You've proclaimed and broken the Overlord's edicts, perhaps one too many times? If I had known you could do this when I first met you, I'd maybe have tried in earnest to kill you. I hope for the sake of Tyranny that the right person has inherited this gift. I don't know what to make of you, Fatebinder. Proclaiming an edict of proclaiming and breaking the Overlord's magic, claiming these awful towers. It should come as no surprise that an edict is within your grasp, but I still find room for surprise. You're powerful in ways that gang bosses and mages aren't. You commended this place to do your bidding and unleashed something incredible in the world. That isn't the work of a Fatebinder. If anything, it's the work of an Archon. Beastwoman will follow Alpha from here to ends of Tierlands, and farther still. Will Pawpaw prowl deep into cold north, hunting armies of Kairos at Alpha's side. Together, Shadowhunter and Alpha will slaughter whole of Prima's tribe. I don't have any idea how you're able to do this, but it isn't power that any scholar can wield. This is something else. You're not some ambitious edge mage who learned it out of a book. You're more like an Archon where it just comes naturally. Fatebinder Kallio, she shakes her head with a grin. I always knew you'd be a delightful bit of trouble, but I didn't think you'd had a touch of the Overlord's power in you. Why didn't you tell me? And now that I have this power, others will fear me, and for good reason. I should say so. An entire army just realized they fucked with the wrong Fatebinder. Can you blame them? No one can stand against powers like whatever it is you wield. Not soldier, not archons, maybe not even. Barik turns to the edge of the spire and trails off. Prey will always squeal and flee at sight of predators. Her lips peel back in a sharp, prideful smile. Alpha to kill in shadows is most savage. Cunning mystic hunter. As most deadly bite. Hey, Emrets, what's up, man? I'm pretty far. I'm still in Act 2. But I've already broken 2 edicts. And I have 4 spires to control so far. So we're pretty far along. Yeah. Fatebinder Kallio, and I'm quite certain the Archons would much prefer to destroy that which they fear and fail to understand. Speaking of which, accompanying orders direct from the Overlord. Kallio clears her throat, her voice becoming somber and severe. Kairos has decreed 2 things. First, the Overlord has demanded that one and only one Archon is fit to rule the tiers. To that end, the Archons are to settle through death or dominance who is the one Archon fit to inherit the tiers. Have the other Archons been informed of this yet? I'll save one. Kallio flick her hand forward and you reach up to catch a small brooch in the style of Kairos' insignia. Kairos has decreed you are the newest Archon. It's official! Fatebinder Kallio bows with exaggerated flourish, so the other Archons now have orders to control or destroy you and the other way around. Her face becomes a beaming smile. See? This is why I tried to avoid getting Kairos' attention. And to be clear, this is a comment from Kairos, but not an edict. Correct. There's no edict backing this order. She smiles a 2D grin. Such encouragement hardly seems necessary when the task is its own reward. The Overlord has merely rescinded Kairos' peace. The Archons may kill and maim each other without breaking any laws. Kairos knows, rightly so, the enmities new and old will drive the Archons to mutual destruction. The Overlord need only remove the pretense of peace and watch the ensuing violence. Kallio shrugs with a smile. Would you have preferred another do or die edict? And Emret, have you played this game before? And if so, which path did you go for? What of the court? Have you heard what Tunon and Blade and Mark thinks of this? As per usual, Tunon has no emotional range of pumice, but Blade and Mark seemed almost giddy. I think the old Shadow is already putting names on his daggers. I was wondering if Blade and Mark would hear this order and promptly stab Tunon, but no. It would seem the Archon of Shadow is happy to serve Tunon. Makes sense. I've never known the old Shadow to crave that kind of power. She clears her throat, her voice growing somber. You'll have to deal with them too, and I fear greatly for how that will turn out. I imagine Tunon is too loyal to bow to you, and Bleedmark too proud to accept you as his better. She nods quietly for a long time. There is no way this ends well for some of us. I've heard enough and I know what comes next. The other Archons will bend to my will or die. Oh, it's on sale for 15 bucks. Where? Which shop? I'm wondering. Tunon favored 2. Okay, so Fatebinder Kallio. First step is deciding you won't bow to one of the other Archons. Kallio offers a smug nod. I wish you the best of luck in your upcoming struggle. Know that when you come for Bleedmark and Tunon, I and the other Fatebinders won't interfere. A question me and the other Fatebinders have been asking. Can you do this again? Nunavol believes in you. Another who shall remain nameless takes the more cynical stance that the Overlord has a hand so far up your ass she can pop at your mouth and you couldn't cast a second edict if you tried. She sizes you up head to toe. I think you have it in you, or at least I like the idea of proclaiming an edict of yours someday. I think Greven Ash and his legion might enjoy an edict of his fortress of Iron Arm in the Blade Raid. And Rage, thank you so much. Really appreciate the host, man. How you doing? How was your stream? Oh, Nuvim, trustworthy site. Okay, cool. Cool. It is definitely worth it. Have you played any other CRPG before? Like Pillars of Eternity or Divinity the Original Sin. Emirates, thank you so much for that follow, man. Welcome to the Shinobis. Really do appreciate the support, dude. You're awesome. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna proclaim an edict on Greven Ash. Yep, bind words to her and sky like baited snare for disfavored. Let ironclads be caught, screaming in snap-biting jaws of edict. Oh, the tears are about to get a lot more interesting with that attitude. Kallio nods with a satisfied grin, rubbing her belly. I can taste her lamentation already. This isn't the only spire that has awakened, for lack of a better word, to your presence, right? Correct. There are other spires that I call my own. The spire farthest east in the tiers is the Dawning Spire, out in the Stone Sea. I'd wager the link you have with this spire will work there. Can't hurt to try, can it? Can't hurt. Stream was fun. Not the usual days we played some Far Cry 5 today. Oh, that's awesome. Aren't you liking the game, by the way? Both of Pillars of Divinity and a little bit of Baldur's Gate and Landscape Torment. Really think I would like this one. Well, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty... The story behind it is amazing. Like, honestly, I wish there was going to be sequels and stuff because it's so freaking great. But it is a dumbed-down version of Pillars of Eternity. It's a dumbed down in the sense that the combat is a little more streamlined. You don't have to track that many things. Like almost every single spell, every single spell that you cast is always going to be faux AoE, for example, so you never can hurt your own people. Unlike Pillars. The group is only 4 people. You can't have more than 4, which is kind of interesting because they went from 6 to 4 with this one, and then in Pillars 2 it's 5. So I guess they felt that 4 was too small and that 6 was too much, and so they're refining it for Pillars 2, which I'm super interested in. Nope, you can't. There's no AoE spells that will hurt you at all. Doing random stuff. I was playing with my friend Crispy. We gifted the game to me as an early birthday present. Oh, that's awesome, Enrage. That's so cool, man. With a nod, Kallio begins to make her way to the exit. When you rule Tyranny, look me up. If you're successful, I know I'll be in need of a new Archon to serve. I know I'm mostly sober, but just so we're clear, you did just issue an edict, right? Lentry taps his quill to his tongue, unsure of what next to write. First you cast an edict, then this full-on war of archons. This whole chapter of the Chronicle it's reading like fiction. So, Kairos has ordered all the archons to fight it out until only the strongest remain. I think we can now safely say that the Scarlet